And joining me now from the front lines in the fight against the coronavirus, Assistant to the President for Trade and Manufacturing, Peter Navarro. Peter, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Great to see you, Judge.
Thank you. The most important question right now is, what do we need and how do we get to what we need?
Sure. Personal protective equipment, that's the front line for our healthcare workers in order to take this virus on. And what we have, Jeanine, is the full force of the federal government, the full power of private enterprise, and the full cooperation of the American people as they practice their social distancing and do what needs to be done to fight the virus in their way. But it's really been gratifying to me to work here at the White House and see how this government is working so well with the private sector to get things done. And I'd like to just give you a couple of examples, as some of them will hit pretty close to home. There's a company called Pernod Ricard that makes alcoholic beverages. And got a call last week. They wanted to take their production line across 4 states, like Arkansas, Kentucky, and make hand sanitizers. So as we speak, there's a truck moving to New York City with their first batch that's going to be there on Tuesday and delivered directly to hospitals. There's a company called ASO, which I just talked with today. And today we were able to get 500,000 gloves from ASO in Palmetto, Florida, to the hospitals in New York. It's going to be landing tomorrow. And Sloan, another company in Texas, again, just talked to them today, and we're getting tens of thousands of full jumpsuits and booty covers that are going to go to both Seattle and New York City. And this is over and above what FEMA is doing from the stockpiles. And then Honeywell, we've been able in just a week to get them to start staffing up a factory in Smithfield, Rhode Island, to increase their production of masks. There's a coalition, the National Council of Trade Organizations, led by a woman named Kim Glass, very dynamic figure. She's put together companies that usually make us our undergarments and T-shirts, things like that. Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, Parkdale Mills. They're going to be making 3-ply masks, and we should have that up in production as well. So we've got planes in the air from FEMA, FedEx, and the military going all across this great country, and sometimes bringing stuff from around the world so that we get what we need in real time for the American people. And this is what the Trump administration is bringing together in this crisis.
And you know, Peter, what you're talking about is the third point of the open that I just made, and that is the common ground. That people who aren't, for example, Pernod Ricard, who aren't normally in the business of making sanitizers, I mean, they're in the alcohol business, and I understand that you were an individual who was able to cut through the, what was it, both the FHA as well as Treasury and other departments to make it go smoother. Look, this is a whole of government approach. I understand that. But let's talk about what we're going to do in getting this stuff to all the people who need it. Now, I know, and the next guest on my show, well, after Dr. Ben Carson, is Dr. Steve Corwin, who is the head of New York Presbyterian. They are desperate for masks, and I understand that now some are going to them. But how do we get to the point where this never happens again?
That's a great question. And the problem we face, and as I try to solve these problems for the White House and the president, hey, here's the thing, Jeanine, our supply chains for medicines, medical supplies, and medical equipment, it's spread out all over the world. And that works fine when there's no problem and you don't need them. But check this out. We buy about $120 billion of medicines every year from the rest of the world. About 95% of them come in from about 20 countries. Guess what, Judge? 10 of those countries have already imposed some forms of export restrictions on things that we actually need. And it's a situation where we found ourselves in many of our sectors of the economy where we've offshored our jobs, machine tools, electronics, steel, whatever it is. that cost us jobs. In this case, it cost us lives. And so one of the lessons I hope we learn after this is over is to bring those jobs home here to America so that we can make the medicines, make the face mask, and have what we need here.
You know what? For an administration, Peter, you know, with President Trump, America first, made in America, that makes perfect sense. It's time to tell the rest of the world that we're not going to rely on them anymore, especially when it comes to our medications. And, you know, for me, nuclear medicine as well is something that makes me crazy as well. But Peter Navarro, thank you for what you're doing. I just want to know how you guys are able to do this 24/7, and you all still look great.
Well, I am just so proud of this president and this country and the people working in government and business right now, and the people of America who are cooperating with what they need in terms of social distancing. So I salute you, and let's stay on it here, and let's make sure we get this done for the American people.
Thank you. We salute you as well. Thanks for being with us tonight.